Welcome back. Good to have you here. Okay. Um so I got out. Got out. Now just to recap, by this time now, we're at like 2016. We're in 2016 now. Him and I have been together, living together now for 4 years. We were living together for 4 years. But we'd been together at this point for like 8 years. Okay? 8 years. And so I move out, get a spot, move out, trying to escape the abuse and the trauma. And I successfully move into this place, and it's me and the kids, and everything's going okay. And to be honest with you, that was when my journey with God began. So when I'm out of the trauma with him now and I'm living in this apartment, I get a job because prior I was off on mat leave with my last child, and then I had been working, but I was in between jobs. So when I got to the apartment, I found another job and a better paying job, and it was great. Little bit about me, my background is human resources. I've been in human resources since early 20s. Don't do that anymore, do something else, but that's another topic for another time. Anyways, got a job, was doing okay. But we were still talking. He had started calling. He obviously didn't think that I was gonna pick up and I was gonna move myself away from him. I do not know where he went. I do not know where he went. I assumed he was with another female because this is, at the time I didn't know where he went. I assumed he was with another female because, social media, he loves attention, that kind of thing. And to be honest with you, I was hurt about it, but at the same time, I was determined to focus on moving forward and doing better for myself. And like I said, I had just got into my Bible. I decided I was gonna do a read the Bible in a year plan, and I was gonna just be the best version of myself that I could be. And it was actually the best thing that I could have ever done, because the minute you decide to welcome God into your life and you have a genuine interest in building a relationship with him is the minute you start to see him in various things in your life. No word of a lie. And so I also started doing other plans, like in the Bible. I don't know if you've heard of the YouVersion Bible app, but that's the one I use. And if you go in there and you just type anything in the search bar, anger, loneliness, sadness, whatever, a bag of plans will come up that you can do daily that'll kind of keep you centered and keep you focused on the word. And so that's when I started doing stuff like that. In that journey is when I started to really learn more about myself. That's when I started to realize what I had been accepting and what I shouldn't be accepting. But I still wasn't 100% there yet. I still feel like I had a lot of work to do at that point. And so we were talking. He wasn't living there, but he had started to call. He came by a couple times and he would get the kids, like his kids, and he would take them for ice cream and food and stuff like that. And everything was okay. He wasn't gone for very long though. I would have to say that this separation between him and I was probably for about I want to say 3 months or something like that. And so after that time, he convinced me to allow him to come back. And so he came back. And it was okay for a little while. I would have to say that this was the longest stretch of time with him that things had been okay and we weren't fighting or arguing. It was the end of 2016 that I moved in there, and he didn't come back to live with us until the beginning of 2017. So I want to say January 2017. And then it just started shortly after that. I give him probably about 3 or 4 months, and then it started up again. And it just was a cycle that it had always been of arguing, him raising his hand to me calling the police, Because by the time I got to the apartment, when he came back on the same bullshit, I was like, every single time you do something, I'm going to call the police. Because I'm not going to keep doing this with you. You're either going to change so we can move forward and have this relationship, or you're going to leave. Either way, the police are going to be called. And living in that apartment, the police was called, I think, one time. We got into an argument. A major argument where he tried to put his hands on me, and then we were fighting and tussling, and I called the police afterwards. He didn't get arrested that time, but by this time, that was probably like the third or fourth time I'd called the police on him. So the police knew him. They knew him very well. He had been in the system. But the thing with the court system here is they love to offer people bail. And they don't really take into consideration the safety of women. Again, that's a whole nother video that we'll get into. But yeah, so I had called the police and he got arrested. But they let him go. He came back, and it was just abuse from the beginning of, I'd say, the spring of 2017 in that apartment till the summer of 2017, at which point we were moving again. Listen, remember, God did not put you here for people to beat on you.